Hey, this is Mark coming at you. Hope you're having a great week. I want to ask you a question. Have you guys heard people say, or maybe even you say yourself, that we throw around the word love all the time? I love pizza, or I love apple pie, or I love this movie, or I just love laying around. so, I, uh, um, but I wanted to kind of give you what I consider three prongs of love that I truly feel that once you recognize these three prongs, that will help you in your walk, not only with Christ, but just your walk when you're out communicating with other people. I'm going to end up giving you the Greek words on these two. So the first one is eros, which basically is the sexual passion or arousal. And that version or prong is really based between a man and a woman in the bond of marriage. That's what God set that up for. The second one is what I call filio. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these correctly, but and it's more about the companionship. You really enjoy the companionship of whoever it is. And it's kind of like where we get our word Philadelphia from, brotherly love. You're just enjoying the companionship. And then the third version is the Hasid agape love. And that is basically for the betterment and well being of others. There's no emotion attached, even though you may experience emotion during that. Walking in that prong of love, it's not driven by those emotions. It's driven by your will. And this is the only prong that can actually be commanded. And let me give you an example of that. Like when you're in the Word, you remember when Jesus was in the garden and he was talking about, if this cup can be passed from me. But he said this. He said, not my will be done, but your will be done. Right then and there, you recognize that God said, hey, Jesus, I recognize I have emotions and I'm experiencing these things, but I am focused on being in alignment with your will. And when you start to operate from that point of view, that will, it's really going to start to change things, because then you're really tapping into the base of the kingdom. Because if you look at it, if you even take it a step further, God's will sent his own son for the betterment of you and I. And not only that, but Jesus said, I'll do it. Before anything happened, I'll do it. That is the kingdom that we belong to. That is the king that we serve. So when you're out today or this week or whoever, and you're talking, communicating with people, look at those three prongs and start to recognize, which one maybe they might be operating from. And then recognize too, especially if they're not saved, they're more likely not operating in the Hasid agape prong of love. And then that's why you're there, is to continue to share that, open up that. And how I look at that, I brought a little prop today, is that most people sometimes are just operating from a two-prong. As you can see, I got a little two-prong there. But God wants us to operate from a three-prong. And that third prong is to be grounded in his love. To be grounded. And then when we're out there communicating with people, talking to them, we're able to sit there and recognize, hey, we're here to assist and lead them to the grounding of the greatest love of all. You guys have a great week. I appreciate all the feedback and look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.